Test one, test one, test one. Test two, test two, test two. flip the switch and play the music when it's my turn. Okay, thanks.
And Renee 9. Now I'm second guessing myself. Yeah, and Renee is RENAE.
Did you know that in your little book here, they misspelled Bennett for Bennett Spring? They only put one T.
That's our book.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, we made it.
Oh, that I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know who did
I know
it.
it's the Lebanon, Missouri book. It's okay. My business isn't even featured in that list. So.
Say what now? Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Hmm. I think.
Okay, so I don't know if this is first. Thank you. Make sure I can hear.
Yeah, my business isn't, and I didn't even get asked.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like, I'm on the library board, I'm on the chamber board, I do home loans like crazy, I'm with Downtown Lebanon, I'm on the Optimist, like.
Who creates this? I don't know. I think it's no
Created what?
this.
Well, that's what I was trying to
Is it
figure
a
out.
collaborate? Well, I mean, the Cleve County records on the front.
It's the paper.
I mean, their stuff's right there.
That's it. That's it.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but it's still like,
Well, you would think you would try to branch that marketing out. Next year, don't you?
it's okay.
Because they miss out on everything.
I know the Downtown Lebanon, we had our huge conference, and if everyone at the Civic Center from all over Missouri came. And
You're right.
those books were there, and I was like, my stuff's not even in here. That's embarrassing.
Well, good Thursday morning. It's Thursday afternoon. I've got to get used to this new time. And welcome to Chamber Talk. I'm Patty Burns, broadcasting live from the offices of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce, located right at the corner of 2nd and Adams in Lebanon. Chamber Talk is brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce and Local Makes Sense. Emily Huckabee with the Board of Directors for the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce here with me, and we've got some great guest to visit with today. But first of all, let's talk about Business Builders. That's taking place tomorrow.
Tomorrow at Dowd's at noon. And our friends at the Lions Club are going to be there with us. I'm super excited to just hear them speak and let us know exactly what they're doing in the community.
So what is the purpose of Business Builders?
Well, for me, I think it's a time for us to be able to come together, socialize, see what we can do to work together as businesses in town. What's really exciting is we're looking forward to, as a board, kind of having more value in that time. You know, you take your time out during the day from noon to 1 or 1:30. We want to make sure that it's worth it. So we're going to do our normal spiel tomorrow, but in the next couple months, I'm really hoping we're going to be able to vamp that up and have it just be more appealing to our business owners in town. So more to come on that. But tomorrow noon at Dowd's, we will have the Lions Club for Business Builders.
All right. And of course, you'll want to be sure and bring your business cards so that you can interchange those.
Absolutely, Patty.
Exchange them with your fellow business owners and business community members. So be sure and head over to that. Now, you are responsible for your own lunch.
Yes.
So you might want to call ahead, order ahead at Dowd so it's ready for you when you get there. And that'll just make things move a little smoother for you. Or you can just order when you get there.
Yeah.
Whichever works for you. Coming up, let's see, today is the
The
9th.
ninth, yes,
And
ma'am.
so tonight, over at Jude's Coffee Company, they have
Mhm.
got their monthly trivia night going on,
Yes.
which I have heard that people have a lot of fun with that.
Well, I mean, it's such a great atmosphere anyway. It's so nice. We don't have anything like that. And now that Matt and Rachel have brought that to town, like, it's the place to be. Like, and it's a safe environment, and they're just great local supporters anyway. So, yes, it's $10 per person with a limit of 4 people per team. I wonder what the theme is going to be.
Hmm,
I don't see that
I don't
anywhere, but
know.
I'm going to
Maybe
have
it's a big
to
surprise
look that
this
up.
time.
So, but
Yeah.
that's pretty neat. I mean, go get a coffee, hang out with your friends, and play some trivia. I mean, I'm game.
And trivia starts promptly at 6 o'clock this evening.
Yes.
So if you want to order food or drinks, you'll want to get there a little bit early so
Mhm.
they can get you taken care of before trivia starts.
Yes, and that food is delicious. Let's
Yeah.
just talk. If you've not had Matt Starnes' biscuits and gravy in the morning, he puts apples in it. It's really, really good.
Yeah, he
So
does put
shout out
apples
to
in
him on
it.
that.
Yeah. Now, I got to tell you, as a Southern girl,
I
it was a
know,
little different
little
for
weird.
me when I first tried. I was like,
Little
whoa,
backwards, but
whoa, what is this? But it is good. Very
Yeah,
good.
very good.
tasty. And not only that, but they have lunch over there at Jude's Coffee Company. And, um, they have like teas.
Yeah,
They have the matcha. They've
lemonades.
got,
Yeah.
the all different kinds
And it's a
of
cool place for
specialty.
kids too, like young children. Moms can bring their kiddos and they can hang out, drink coffee with their friends, and the kiddos being able to play. I think it again just a cool environment there.
It
So,
is. It is.
go to Jude's.
Well, we do have some special guests here today from Mercy Hospital Lebanon. Leanne Pendergraft is here. And Leanne is the CFO of Mercy. She's the CFO of Mercy. Good afternoon to you, lady.
Hey, Patty, how are you today?
Oh, I am doing wonderful. And, one of the things that a lot of people talk about when they're not feeling well is, I don't want to go to the doctor. I'll have to go to the hospital. It's going to cost me my firstborn child.
We hope not. We hope not.
But, that should not be a worry when you're talking about your health.
Absolutely, Patty. Patty, we really want to take that approach. We really care about our patients, and we want them to have that whole healing process and that peace of mind when it comes to that financial obligation.
And you do have measures in place, several measures in place that can help people navigate that whole cost factor when it comes to getting treatment at Mercy.
Absolutely, Patty. And that's what I was going to speak about today. We were just going to provide some general information. We get a lot of people that are inquiring about questions concerning their billing and that insurance aspect. And we have a business office, and that phone number is 855 420 7900. And they are there 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and they can begin that conversation with folks concerning those questions. Has this been filed with my insurance? And just all those questions you're worrying about. But then once you get to that point, the hospital and the clinics offer a lot of payment options. Of course, we like good old cash and checks and credit cards, and people now have a lot to do with the FSA cards and the flexible spending cards, so those are always available. But we offer payment plans. We offer a wonderful extended payment plan through Commerce Bank that is zero interest. Now, there are guidelines around all these, but when you're in there, be sure and ask what my payment options are. And another concern is financial assistance. We pride ourselves at Mercy with helping in those situations where people might need that financial assistance. So we have a financial assistance program, and I have a number for that as well, and that is 855, I'm sorry, yes, that would be the same number, 855-420-7900. And again, you can inquire there, and there's some guidelines around that, but that is part of our mission, and we want to help those indigent folks or those folks that just need a little assistance.
Mm-hmm. Well, many people are living paycheck to paycheck. And again, it goes back to that, I don't have the money, so I'm not going to get treatment. I'm just going to take care of it myself, and that can lead to much more serious and much more costly treatments. So, it's probably best to get in there early and, get the treatment that you need and contact the business office and they can help you. Now, do you have a patient advocate at Mercy Lebanon?
We do, and then we also have there as they come in and check in the front. We have several of our patient service reps that are specialized, that they can help with questions and steer those conversations. So we can do some things locally, and then some things we do on down the road with St. John's or Mercy.
Mercy. You've been around for a while, haven't you?
Yes, actually, I just had a conversation earlier today about how St. John's. Sorry, yeah, a few years I've been here.
You. Well, and folks, for those of you who are, younger folks, maybe that don't know what we're talking about, for years ago, Mercy was St. John's.
I actually go back to Breach, so
And
I'm really
then
dating.
before that, it was Breach, and before that, it was Wallace. Yeah, so, and, sometimes, it just all kind of falls in together. I remember one time I actually did say Breach when I was talking about Mercy, and I was talking, and I was Breach Hospital, and I'm like, and they're like, what's that? And yeah. So when a person is in the hospital and they get the treatment they need, then they get out, they have insurance. Sometimes they're not quite sure of how that all works. Does the patient have to file the insurance?
Most of the time, the hospital does that for you. When you get into a secondary insurance, that sometimes can add to that. So that's something I would always follow up on, and you can reach out to the business office to ensure that they have that secondary insurance.
Okay. But first and foremost, if you have insurance, Mercy takes care of that paperwork, because that can be intimidating sometimes. And if you don't feel good, that's the last thing you want to have to worry about is filing paperwork.
Absolutely. And the staff does a good job trying to ensure that we have that information. However, sometimes there's those incidents that you go to the emergency room, you weren't planning on coming, you don't have your insurance available. So they do loop back around to try to obtain that. But just a good follow-up is to always give them a call, because obviously if we have insurance, we want insurance to be paying, because we're paying for that ourselves. So it's just great, and it never hurts to have a conversation with that business office to just ensure things are lined out.
Okay. One more question, Leanne. Now, here at Mercy Lebanon, we've got the hospital, then we've got the physicians' clinics, we've got the orthopedics, and there's several offices all around. Do you all work together when it comes to all of that billing and all of that?
Absolutely. That's our centralized VBO, or our business office, that number that I gave you. So yes, it's all together. Some bills are broke out, so you might get more than one bill. So that's also a common question. So again, that business office can do a great job in explaining, your pathology might be billed here, your doctors and stuff. But yes, it's all encompassed in that main number.
Okay, and that's good information to know, but you still may get that second bill. Now, if a person has an inability to pay and they get that second bill, does that go back into your patient assistance application?
Absolutely, and anybody can come in and start that conversation for patient assistance. Again, that financial assistance based on some criteria. So there are some guidelines you have to fill out, some forms for us. You have to supply, some tax returns and things like that. And that percentage that you can receive in that varies. So sometimes people are fully able to obtain all of that, and sometimes they get a portion. So again, if you have a concern, it's always worth that conversation to have and just see how we can help you with that.
Now, some of our older folks, they don't have tax forms because they don't file the tax returns. They're not necessary. So what do they do?
There would be a process for that. I don't particularly do that, so I can't speak, but they would take that into it. I don't know that completely, but in that process, that would be, considered. So there's just a guideline and the poverty level and just various things there. So,
okay.
And again, that is part of our mission, to ensure that we're assisting those that are in need. So again, we encourage people to ask that question and let that staff start that conversation.
Okay. And again, what's the phone numbers of a person? Maybe they're sitting there right now going, I've got this bill from Mercy and there's no way I can pay it.
I would encourage them to start with that 855-420-7900. And again, that is an automated system, so be patient with it and kind of listen to the prompts. And a person will come on and assist you.
Now, if you get somebody impatient like me and I just hit 0 multiple times, I'll end up
I actually called it today, and I did have it. It was very informative. It told me how many people were ahead of me and what the wait would be. And if I didn't want to wait, I had an option of leaving a callback number, and I just stayed on. So it is somewhat user-friendly, but it is a prompt system.
Okay. Leanne, thank you so much for coming in today. Leanne Pendergraph, CFO at Mercy Hospital, Lebanon, and of course, Sandy Johnson, as always, is her escort. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me, Patty.
We'll look forward to hearing back from you guys again soon. You know, getting married can be a very stressful situation. I mean, you've got to pick out dresses, and you've got to pick out bridesmaids, and you've got to pick out their dresses, and you've got to pick out where you're going to have your wedding at. Kayla Stevens is here with us, and Kayla is with Spring Holler. They've got their first annual wedding expo coming up this weekend. It's on Saturday from 11 to 3. How are you, Kayla?
Actually, it's noon to 3.
Noon to 3.
Yes.
Oh, I saw more. Never mind. I saw the 11th.
No, you're good.
Noon to 3. I don't think they're going to kick you out.
Come on
if you
out.
arrive.
You sure
Yeah,
can.
they're not going to kick you out if you arrive a little early. But now tell me about this wedding expo. What's all going to be happening?
So we're really excited about this. Actually, we're really hoping that that's going to be very successful for everyone involved, because we'd really like to do this every year. But we actually have 15 local vendors coming out. Vendors of floral, catering. We have one company that's right outside of Lebanon, but they're preserving all your florals. So like if you have fresh flower bouquets, your boutonnieres, things like that, they do cost money and you'd like to save them. They preserve them so you can cherish them forever. So we're going to have unique vendors like that. We also have photographers, videographers. We have a DJ coming out. So it's going to be a little bit of everything. And they're going to have a lot of special offers, special discounts. It's going to be great. I'm really excited.
Well, that is awesome. So what do you think is the most important thing that a bride-to-be needs to know when they're planning their wedding?
I would just say knowing what you want, first of all.
Well, picking the broom, besides picking the
because
broom.
it can be overwhelming. I mean, you get on Pinterest and oh my goodness, you've got all kinds of different, but it's knowing kind of what you want and then making a list saying, okay, this is my top priority of things that I want to make sure happen. And then really, honestly, all hands on deck. If you can just divvy out some jobs, that way it doesn't feel like it's all on the bride to take care of everything. I've learned from my own mistake that when we planned our wedding, I tried to do everything myself, and it's just too hard. Plus, you want to be able to enjoy your special day and not feel like you've exhausted yourself getting ready and prepared. And so, yes, absolutely, is planning out, knowing what you want, and letting us help, and we'd love to take care of you.
Now, the expo, Spring Holler's first annual wedding expo, is taking place at Spring Holler. It's Stanton Lane, is that right?
Yes, it's a private drive, so it's on our family farm that's been in our family for generations. So it's actually my grandparents' farm that was passed down to my dad and my stepmom. So it's kind of started with, there's a cabin out actually on the grounds, and that's kind of where all of this started, stemmed off of the cabin that my grandma and grandpa wanted to see built down there. So the story is where we got our name from was that anytime my grandma was an avid hunter, like she stood 4'10" and nothing was, too much for her. So she loved to hunt. And if you ever asked her where she was going, her favorite place was Spring Holler. So that's where the name for the venue comes from, is where her favorite hunting spot was. Mm-hmm. So yes, that's where it stemmed from. And we really cherish our family, our farm. We take a lot of pride into what we're doing, and we are sure to help you execute every down to the littlest detail.
All right. And then at the expo, will there be vendors? I mean, will you guys be able to, if a bride-to-be walks in and says, I want to get married here, and I want to do it on X date.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to have all that stuff ready to go. That would be wonderful if they come in and say, okay. But yes, we're going to have all the vendors. It's going to be a smooth. You're going to be able to walk around the whole premises of the venue. You can talk to vendors. You can take a tour, kind of check out the grounds. You can check out the cabin. We will definitely have our books there so we can check schedules to see if the dates are available, and the vendors will as well. So, yeah.
And of course, at the expo itself, will there be samples of like cakes and things like that?
We do have VD's Catering is coming, and they are going to offer samples, different samples. I'm not exactly sure everything that they're bringing, but I know it's going to be a variety, and I know it's going to be delicious.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. Absolutely. VD's is one of my favorite
Yes,
caterers.
yeah, they're great.
Yeah. And again, the first annual Wedding Expo at Spring Holler is taking place from noon to 3. I got it right that time. And it's on Stanton Lane. Is that MM or is
Yes,
that N?
Highway MM. Yeah,
MM
it'll take
Highway?
you to N, but if you've gone too far. So
Yeah, there you go.
there will be signs set out, so you should find your way easily. Yeah.
Rain or shine. Now, sometimes if someone is new to the area, Kayla, they may not know who to approach to perform the ceremony. Can at the venue itself, can you guys help recommend?
Oh yeah, we have a vendor recommendation list of really any kind of service that you're looking for. We try to keep at least 2 names on hand that we highly recommend, but yes, we are help to bridge some business partnerships and help other businesses as well. So
Yeah. I have a suspicion that tomorrow's event, or pardon me, Saturday's event, I wish it was tomorrow, is going to be a huge, huge success. It's noon to 3, perfect time of the day. You get to sleep in a little bit, then, load up the your girlfriends. This is kind of a girl event, right? I
it is, but I encourage the guys to come out because they're going to love the cabin. They're going to love the grounds. And you know what? I really think the groomsmen are just has much say in decision making. They need to be involved too. I mean, actually, honestly, the last few weddings we've had a lot of groomsmen that's been more hands-on. So, and I really love that. So I think it's, you're doing this together and you should make decisions together, and why not make it a little date?
There you go. And you earlier talked about the cabin. Is it
Yes.
ready for occupation now?
He's still working on the plumbing for the bathroom because, it was very authentic cabin. So,
Yes, very rustic.
So yes, we are hoping to get all of that squared away, and we would love to be able to offer that to couples for like an overnight stay for their wedding night. And so moving forward, and possibly do like an Airbnb type setup. So, I mean, that's kind of in the works.
All right. But the big thing is coming up on Saturday, noon to 3, Spring Hollers first. And yes, I'm saying it right. I swear it's not my southern accent. Spring Holler, first annual Wedding Expo. Is there a phone number to call if a person has questions?
Absolutely. So you can call 417-531-0337. That is the owner, Tim Decker, which is also my father, and he will be the one that will be answering the phone call. If you can't reach him, please leave a voicemail and he will get back to you shortly.
All right. Any final words about Saturday's event?
Well, the only other thing I'd like to share is that we do plan on having lots of giveaways from other businesses that actually won't be there, but they wanted to contribute in some way. So there's going to be a lot of great things to be entered in. We're going to have goodie bags for all the brides, or that's going to have more goodies, coupons, exclusive things inside from other local businesses that wanted to contribute. So it's going to be a really great opportunity to do some contacting with vendors and such.
All right. And girls, guys, you may not be getting married this week. You may not be getting married next week or even next year, but there is a chance that you are going to be getting married at some point. This is the place to be to plan for the future.
Yes, and I really encourage, even if your wedding is like, even if it's a year from now, or let's say it's, this fall, whatever, this is a wonderful opportunity to talk to different vendors. They are going to be offering special pricing and discounts if you book with them the day of the expo. And I think that's great because you probably won't be able to get that on any other given day. So
All right.
something to think about.
Absolutely. Kayla, thank you so much. All right, back to Miss Emily.
You know what I was going to say too about this is I love that it's small and not overwhelming. You know, sometimes I went to one in Springfield and it was so large, and it was like hours upon hours of walking, and I thought I was starting to see the same thing over and over. So I think that's really neat that it won't be large.
What we were wanting to contribute to is to those smaller, those smaller events. Because I don't know about you, I don't have 200-300 friends, so
That'll be good. I'm excited
I
for
think
you.
you're going to make some more Saturdays. So
Yes.
coming up this weekend, Emily, real quick.
Yes.
The Missouri Pet Breeders Association Educational
Conference, yes.
is going to be at the Cowan Civic Center. Unfortunately, Kevin got held up, so he's not going to make it today. But, folks, this is an awesome event. If
Yes.
you've never been to the Pet Breeders Educational Conference, you need to go. It's free. It's free to get in.
Okay.
Oh, and it's free to get into the wedding expo too.
Yes.
We forgot to say that.
That'll be
Free
good too.
is good.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then the Shrine Club. They're having the Laclede County Shrine Club tasting fundraiser. I dare you to say that 5 times
No
fast. Miss
way.
Patty.
I could barely say Pet Breeders.
From 6 to 9 on Saturday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I should say. There's appetizers and light snacks provided, and tickets are $50 a person.
We're on a
Must be
roll.
purchased in advance. So, I wonder who we would contact up there. Probably Jeff Stokes, I would
Yes.
say.
That would be a good one.
The Shrine Club, they're doing some really good things.
Yes.
So
They
I'm
are.
excited about that.
Yeah. And this is a fundraiser.
Yes.
For their many endeavors for the Shrine Club. I mean, my goodness, they do scholarships and they help out children and elderly and veterans
And Matt Pylant, was that his name? That they did a huge fundraiser for several weeks ago. So they're just really contributing to the community for sure.
Absolutely. If you have any questions about any of the topics that we've talked about today, maybe dates or contact information, you can always call here at the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. The number is 417-588-3256. Don't forget Business Builders Luncheon coming up tomorrow
Woohoo!
at Dowd's Catfish House and Barbecue. And the Lions Club is going to be the keynote speaker.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Chamber Talk. It's brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce and Local Makes Sense, and by Regional Radio KJEL. Have a great day.
Goodbye.